we just got back from the Phillies ballpark, and I've been thinking in my head, like, why don't they have like a card store at this ballpark, like a dominant card store at this ballpark? They have like little kiosks here and there and things like that. And I was going through the YouTube feed, and a Cincinnati Reds one came up, like it was Fox, whatever, and they have this company called Hit Seekers, and this might be the first one of like a card company actually coming into an MLB stadium. What a great idea, right? So I know sometimes they have like little kiosks that have like these cards here, these cards there, but you never find like any blaster boxes or hobby boxes or things like that. If you, that's a great idea to have all these things and all these different card companies come into these MLB stadiums and actually, use these cards. And it doesn't have to be MLB. It can be NFL. It can be anything, any different kind of card company that comes in there, and every different kind of hobby that comes in there, and they can sell all these cards and just make that hobby better. We always go to the ballpark with my son, my daughter, and like their friends, and with my dad when I was a kid, and all that different kind of stuff. Like I'm sure you guys do too. And we always go to the card store. We go into the team store. They have like the Topps cards and like those hanger packs and things like that. But you never really find anything good in those things. They never really had much blaster boxes. This year in the Phillies stadium, we actually did find they had like the Jersey Fusion cards in there. They had, I think they had Bowman's in there, but I mean, there's maybe three or four, and they're very, very marked up as well. But I think if you come in with a card company, maybe like Sports Card Hustlers, man, we'll do it all over every stadium, every 32 stadiums, 30 stadiums, whatever there is in the MLB. We'll do it. And you can do an MLB, you can do an NFL, and have these card things, and that's just going to make the hobby feel just like that much more stronger and get all these things out. Now, I'm not sure if you're going to be finding those Donruss optics, or those mega boxes, or those the Donruss football cards, right? But that's a good thing for them to have, and even have hobby boxes and stuff like that there too, instead of just the blaster boxes. You can have a different variation of all the different cards you have there. I think it's a great idea, and I'm not sure why they haven't done that in years past, because you go to the stadium and you're like, man, I want to get some cards, open up some cards at the stadium. That's like the whole entire experience that you want to experience, other than the game and stuff like that too. But, experience that with your son or with your dad, or mom or aunt or uncle or best friends when you guys go there, and you can do a competition of like, I'm going to get this box, you get that box, and see who gets better cards, and things like that. We always do competitions in our head, and when we're playing sports, and you can do it with cards as well. So I think it's just a great thing that Cincinnati's doing. I'm not sure if they're the first ones or not. So if you're hearing this all around the country, if you've been to an MLB stadium, you saw like actually card shop, do that. Let us know in the comments, because we're trying to figure out, because it's hard to find online, if all these stadiums have card shops or not. And I know the Phillies stadium has like, there's like a little kiosk that you walk into, and they have like cards for sale, but it's very small, and they don't have any blaster boxes or things like that. The team stores do have some stuff, but I mean, you go to Walmart or Amazon, and you can buy a Bowman 2024 for what, $35, and they might be $45 at the stadium. I know Jersey Fusions, you can get them for $25 or $30, all the 2022 versions, and at the stadiums are $50. So I mean, they are overpriced. So maybe bringing these other companies in will keep the prices down as well. Because I mean, you won't be paying $50 for a blaster box. That's the whole reason why we made the last video of our Donruss optics, because I want to try to find these things in Target and things like that, because I'm not trying to spend $90 for a mega box. So my phone overheated, so we're doing it again. We were just talking about the mega boxes and how everything was so upcharged, if you're trying to find things on Amazon or whatever it is. And the stadiums are kind of like that too. So if you bring in these sports card hobby shops or things like that come into the field, and they bring it into, these stadiums, it could be NFL, it could be anything, and you might have a pretty good market for all these things, because you want to go to these places, you want to open up cards, you want to open up in the stadium. That's a whole entire experience. And one last thing, my son plays baseball, and we go to Ripken Stadium all the time in Aberdeen, Maryland, and it's like a nice little stadium. They have 7 or 8 fields there. It's pretty cool. They have Fenway Field, a Citizens Bank Park field. They have a Nationals Park, Wrigley. It's pretty cool. And they have this one field called Cal Senior, And Cal Senior is kind of like a minor league stadium where you play in almost. They have like stands, and your fans can watch any games. You can walk around, and the cool part about it is in the back they have all the concessions, but they also have a store, just a sports card store right there. So it's kind of like in the stadium, really, and that's what MLB, NFL, NHL, NBA. That's what they should do, is have these sports card stores in these stadiums. And like we said before, sports card hustlers, man, we'll do it for you guys. So if you are watching this video and you're in charge of marketing or things like that, let us know. We'll start start in the Philly area, start it into the Charlotte area or the South Carolina, North Carolina area. That's where we're kind of stationed. So it'd be a pretty cool thing to do, and I think that'll really help the hobby field out and get people back into wanting to watch a game, wanting to go to the stadium, wanting to do all this stuff at that stadium, and trying to open up these cards at the stadium, because that's like the whole entire experience. Like, oh, I'm watching Ellie De La Cruz play. Okay, let me open up Ellie De La Cruz, and while I'm sitting in my seat, and get his card, maybe get an autograph card, maybe whatever. Maybe you can go down at the end of the game and get him to sign it. So like things like that will help us get into sports more than just watching on TV or just watching in our stands. Some people like that, doing that, but the kids, I mean, that's the whole important part about this, is like getting the kids in there. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but the Ripken Stadium is pretty cool. They had blaster boxes there. They didn't have any individual cards, but they had blaster boxes. They had mega boxes sometimes, a little bit. They also had some mystery packs. So we got some mystery packs in there. Haven't opened yet. Trying to figure out the right chance and right time to open up those things. But I really think it would be cool to see some more of these sports card hobby shops in the stadium, and it might even expand the hobby more than it is already. So if you're watching, let us know if you have experienced that in any stadium. If you went to Ripken Stadium, experienced that, let us know if you got anything good in these places, and let us know in the comments what you think. And also make sure to subscribe so we can do more of these videos in the future. We appreciate you guys watching. Take care. Later.